Hello students! Welcome to our week 4 of our science module, and our topic for week 4 is all about animal and plant cell, its structure and its functions. So last time, you've learned about the different biological levels of organization, starting from the smallest up to the biggest one. So that is cell, starting from cell up to the biosphere. At nakita nyo rin ang importance ng relationship ng iba't ibang levels of organization natin. So ngayon naman, mapag-aaralan nyo kung ano-ano ang mga parts and function ng animal and plant cell, ano ang similarities nila at ano ang difference nila. So kaya makinig ulit kayo para masagutan nyo ang ating mga learning task sa week 4 natin. So, before we proceed to the different parts of cell, pag-usapan muna natin kung ano-ano ang cell theory, since sa cell ang pinag-uusapan natin. So, sino-sino ba tong mga scientists behind the discovery of cell? So, the first scientist who discovered the cell is Robert Hooke. So, paano daw niya unang na-discover ang cell? So, he was just looking at a very thin slice of cork. So, itong cork na tinatawag ni Robert Hooke is a kind of tree, wherein ino-observe niya to under the microscope. And upon observation, nakita niya na may mga pattern of tiny and open spaces yung cork tree na ino-observe niya, yung slice of cork tree. At itong mga pattern na to ay tinawag niya ngayong cell. And then after that, nade-develop na ang microscope, okay? So, pinagpatuloy to ni Robert Brown. So, si Robert Brown, diniscover niya yung central part of cell at tinawag niya ngayong nucleus. And then after that, lumabas ngayon si Matthias Schleiden and Theodor Schwamm, which are a German biologist, wherein they hypothesized that all plants and animals were made of cells. So dito nila ngayon napatunayan na lahat ng living organisms such as plants and animals katulad natin were made of cells. So kaya ngayon nabuo dito yung tinatawag nating cell theory. So we have 3 cell theory. First, all living things are made of one or more cells. Kaya meron tayong tinatawag na unicellular at meron tayong tinatawag na multicellular organism. Next is cells are the basic units of structure and function in living things. So napag-usapan natin, napag-aralan nyo last time sa levels of organization, that cell is the basic unit of life. Next, all cells come from pre-existing cells. So every cell in our body is a building block, is a living building block. Each cell needs oxygen, takes in food, and get rid of waste. So these are all cell theory. So since cell is the basic unit of life, meron siyang mga parts at itong mga parts na to ay tinatawag nating organelles. Hindi naman natin ma-observe itong mga organelles na to because they are very very small to be seen by our naked eye. So kailangan natin ng microscope for us to observe these very tiny parts of cell. Okay, na napag-usapan naman natin ang microscope, ang parts and function niya during our first and second week. So, in cell, meron tayong tinatawag na prokaryotic cell. So, ano ba yung mga prokaryotic cell? Prokaryotic cell are also called as single-celled, katulad nung minention ko sa inyo last week. So, example of single-celled are bacteria. Okay, so they are all single-celled and they do not have nucleus. Aside from prokaryotic, we have the eukaryotic or the multicellular cell. So, example of eukaryotic are plants and animals because we have nucleus. Okay? So, let's go now to the structure, the function, and the parts of animal cell and plant cell. So, magsimula muna tayo sa animal cell. So, eto ang itsura or a common picture of an animal cell, a typical animal cell. So if you were going to describe its shape, it has a circular or a rounded shape. Okay, isa-isahin natin yung mga parts ng animal cell. So, human being is also considered as animal. So, kaya ito yung mga typical parts ng ating cell. So, we have lysosomes. The color yellow one is the lysosomes. Next, itong nakikita nyong to na parang sinulid na merong mga naka-attach sa kanya is the rough endoplasmic reticulum or the RER. Next, we have the Golgi bodies or the Golgi apparatus, itong color orange. Next, we have the nucleolus, itong color violet. And then yung mas bigger sa kanya, itong color light pink, is the nucleus. Next, if we have the rough endoplasmic reticulum or the RER, we also have the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So kung mapapansin nyo, parehas silang endoplasmic reticulum pero ang pinagkaiba nila yung kanilang texture. Kaya tinawag na rough itong RER kasi may naka-attach sa kanyang ribosomes. At kaya naman tinawag to na smooth ER or smooth endoplasmic reticulum kasi walang naka-attach sa kanyang ribosomes. Next is the ribosome. So, itong mga maliliit na bilog, mga circles na to na nakapalibot sa buong animal cell is the ribosome. Next, we have the centrioles. Okay, so itong dalawang to na parang flower shape is the centrioles. Next is the mitochondrion or the mitochondria. So, lahat ng to, itong parang may spiral na shape sa loob niya is the mitochondrion or mitochondria. Next is the cell membrane. Ito. Okay, so itong palibot na to is the cell membrane. Next one, we have the cytoskeleton. Itong mga needle-like structure na to is the cytoskeleton. And the last is the cytoplasm. Ang cytoplasm, hindi lang tong part na to, kundi etong buong color light yellow na to is the cytoplasm. Kasi ang cytoplasm, nandoon lahat naka-embed ang mga parts ng animal cell. So, those are the different parts of the animal cell. So, let's now proceed to a plant cell. So, sa plant cell, unang-una, kung i-compare natin ang shape ng animal at plant cell, magkaiba sila. Okay, so sa plant cell, rectangular ang shape niya. Unlike dun sa animal cell, may pagka-irregular shape niya or pa-circular or rounded shape yung shape ng animal cell. So kung mapapansin nyo dito, merong mga parts ang plant cell na matatagpuan din natin sa animal cell. Pero merong parts ang plant cell na wala sa animal cell. At ganun din naman ang animal cell. So isa-isahin ulit natin. So ribosomes, again, itong mga small circles na nakapalibot sa buong plant cell. Okay, we also have the rough endoplasmic reticulum na matatagpuan din natin sa animal cell. We also have the Golgi body, the smooth endoplasmic reticulum or the SER, the chloroplast. Ito, ang chloroplast ay isa sa mga parts ng plant cell na wala ang animal cell kasi si plant cell ay produce ng kanyang sariling food in the process of photosynthesis. Pero si animal cell ay hindi naman. Kaya wala siyang chloroplast. But plant cell do have chloroplast. So lahat ng yan ay mga chloroplast. Next is the nucleolus. And also we have the nucleus here. Cell wall. Okay. Ang cell wall, wala ang animal cell. Pero si plant cell ay may cell wall kasi yan ang nagbibigay ng rigid shape sa plant cell. Cell membrane, etong light green, yung nasa inner part ng cell wall or pwede din nating tawagin ng cell membrane na plasma membrane. We also have the vacuoles. Okay, so yun pa yung pinagkaiba nila. Si plant cell, malaki ang vacuoles niya, pero si animal cell, maliit ang kanyang vacuoles. Okay, next is the mitochondrion or mitochondria na meron din si animal cell. And the last is the cytoplasm. So, lahat ng to is part of cytoplasm dahil ang function niya again ay nag-e-embed lahat ng parts doon. Okay, so isa-isahin natin ang function ng mga parts. So first, we have the nucleus. So nucleus serves as the control center of the cell, both in animal and plant cell. So kung baga sa atin, para siyang brain, okay, because it controls our decision and the different parts of the body. Next is the plasma membrane. Plasma membrane is a semi-permeable material which permits some substances to go in or out of the cell but prevents other to pass through. So, para siyang guard sa school natin dahil inaalaw niya yung mga students na papapasukin niya. Kapag wala kang ID, hindi kanya papapasukin. Okay? Next is cell wall. So, cell wall is the outer boundary of the cell at ang cell wall again ay matatagpuan lang natin sa plant cell. It is made of cellulose, a very tough material. So, it also serves as a protection barrier and it gives shape and protection to the plant cell. So, minention ko na sa inyo kanina na si cell wall kaya meron ng plant cell kasi siya ang nagbibigay ng shape sa plant cell natin. Next is chloroplast. Again, chloroplast is also part of a plant cell na wala si animal cell. So, chloroplast, it is where food is made through the process of photosynthesis. Next is vacuoles. Vacuole serves as the storage of water and nutrients and transport different substances. So kung mapapansin nyo, si vacuoles mas malaki kay plant cell compare kay animal cell. Kasi si plants mas kailangan niyang mag-store ng mas maraming water compare kay animal cell. Okay? So siya rin yung dahilan kung bakit napapanatili niya ang crispiness ng mga gulay kahit nasa market at nagsiserve din yon as defense mechanism ng mga plants kapag may mga gustong tumarget sa kanila. Okay, dahil wala naman silang mga hands and feet na makakapag-defense sa sarili nila, yung mga substances, mga poisonous substances na nasa vacuoles, yun yung nilalabas nila para maging defense mechanism nila laban dun sa kanilang mga predators. Next is centrioles. So sa centrioles naman, wala si plant cell nito at si animal cell lang ang meron. Kasi si centrioles is responsible during cell division at ang animal cell lang ang nakakapag-cell divide. Next is mitochondrion or mitochondria. So mitochondrion converts energy into food to a form of usable cell. So in other words, mitochondrion is the powerhouse of the cell. Kumbaga sa atin, meron tayong Meralco na nagsusupply ng kuryente sa atin. Sa cell, si mitochondrion na nagsusupply ng energy sa kanila. Next is Golgi apparatus or Golgi bodies. It sorts, modifies, packages, and distributes cell products to where they are needed. So kung merong mga parts ng cell na nangangailangan ng mga product, okay, si Golgi apparatus ang responsible dyan. Kumbaga sa atin, pag tayo nagutom, pupunta lang tayo sa kitchen or sa ref at parang sila ang Golgi apparatus sa bahay natin. Next is endoplasmic reticulum or ER. So, ER carries proteins to different parts of the cell. While rough endoplasmic reticulum or rough ER, may naka-attach na ribosomes doon. Kaya siya may ribosomes kasi ang minamanufacture niya is protein. At yung smooth ER, sabi ko nga kanina, wala siyang ribosomes, yung mga parang tiny circles na tuldok-tuldok sa kanya, kaya tinawag na smooth ER kasi walang ribosomes. At ang ginagawa naman niya ay lipids or fats. Next is nucleolus. Okay, if we have nucleus which is which controls all the cell activities, okay, si nucleolus yung nasa gitna ng nucleus is the prominent round structure inside the nucleus that produce ribosomes. So these are all the different function of parts of plant cell and animal cell. Okay, so dahil nakita nyo na ang mga parts and function niya, tingnan natin kung ano yung pinagkaiba at kanilang similarities. So again, in plant cell, in both plant cell and animal cell, these are all the parts that we can found in both cell, plant cell and animal cell, such as nucleus, cytoplasm, rough endoplasmic reticulum or RER, SER or the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, plasma membrane, mitochondrion, lysosomes, ribosomes, Golgi body or apparatus, and vacuoles. So lahat ng yan ay matatagpuan natin in plant cell and in animal cell. Ano naman yung parts na meron lang si plant cell pero wala si animal cell? These are the cell wall and the chloroplast. At ano naman yung part na meron si animal cell pero wala si plant cell? And this is the centrioles. So those are the parts and function of the plants and animal cell. So sa tingin ko, kaya nyo na ulit sagutan yung module nyo for our week 4 dahil nakinig kayo sa video na to. Bye and see you sa aking instructional video sa susunod na video ko.